Level 1, Chinpira, the errand boy. You're 17, maybe 18, and you don't know it yet, but this is the last normal day of your life. You grew up somewhere the economy forgot, a town where the factory your father worked in closed when you were 11 and something in the house went quiet and never came back. School didn't take, but you were fast, willing, angrier than you knew what to do with. The first man from the clan doesn't recruit you with a speech. He's just the guy who covered rent when your mother couldn't. The guy who made a phone call when someone kept coming after you. He was already generous before you understood you already owed him. That's the architecture. It's built before you notice it's being built. They call it Chinpira, small fry. You run envelopes. You stand outside pachinko parlors making sure the right people feel welcome and the wrong people feel watched. You're not asked what's in the envelopes. You're asked to show up and not ask questions. You make more in a week than your father made in a month. Someone older nods when you walk into a room. There's a warmth to being seen, a specific hunger it feeds. You don't examine the hunger. You just feed it. At 17, you don't know there's a price yet. Level 2, Kumin, the ceremony. It's called Sakazuki, the sake ceremony. You've been awake since 3 a.m. for no reason except your body knew something your mind hadn't caught up to. You sit formally, knees on the floor. Your oyabun, your boss, now your father in every sense that matters, sits across from you. 2 cups, sake poured by rank. He receives more, you receive less. This is not an insult. This is the ratio of your entire relationship made visible. You drink, he drinks. You are family now. They call it giri and ninjo, duty and human feeling. The obligation you owe upward, the loyalty given downward. These aren't abstract concepts. They are the operating system of the life you just signed into. There are no terms to renegotiate. There is only loyalty or there is nothing. Your mother doesn't know what happened today. You go home, she makes dinner, you eat it. Something between you is different in a way neither of you has words for. That night, you stare at the ceiling for a long time. You've just made a decision that cannot be unmade. Level 3, Wakashu, the earner. Now you work, really work. You're assigned to a senpai, a senior member, and your job is to make him money, make him look good, and never make him feel disrespected. His schedule is your schedule. His problems are yours. You eat when he eats, which sometimes means you don't. One afternoon, he hands you a clipboard, a row of restaurants along a strip in Namba. You visit each one. You speak politely. You leave with envelopes. This is Mikajime Ryo, protection money. You don't threaten anyone explicitly. You don't have to. The arrangement has its own grammar. Everyone already knows how to read it. You become good at reading rooms. You notice hands. You notice when someone's energy shifts. Your nervous system recalibrates. It runs hotter, faster. You sleep lighter than you used to. You will sleep this way for the rest of your life. Your girlfriend doesn't say anything directly, but she starts staying at her mother's more. Small things disappear from your apartment. A photograph, a mug. The relationship ends not with a fight, but with a slow withdrawal, like water draining without a sound. You don't have time to mourn it properly. Your senpai has somewhere to be at 6. You tell yourself you'll find someone who understands the life. Most of the men around you have told themselves the same thing. Level 4, Kyodai, the brother. Kyodai means brother. This is where that word becomes so large and heavy it crowds out every other meaning it ever had. 6, 7 years in, you've been tested in ways that didn't announce themselves as tests. A moment in a parking garage at 2 a.m. that you handled, not cleanly, but effectively, which is all that was asked of you. You didn't sleep well for 2 weeks after. Then you slept fine. That transition from 2 weeks of bad sleep to sleeping fine, pay attention to that. Something crossed over, something that does not cross back. You have men beneath you now.
Young, fast, angry men who remind you of yourself at 17. You see the trap clearly. You say nothing, because the trap is also your home, your income, your only community. You attend real meetings now, rooms swept for recording devices before anyone sits down. You sit at the edge. You listen. You don't speak unless spoken to. You practice a face, still, unreadable, until you can't find it in the mirror anymore, because it's just your face now. The question that arrives at Kyodai, quietly, always around 4 a.m., who were you before this, and is that person still inside you, or did he leave while you were busy? You don't answer. You have somewhere to be in 3 hours. You get up, make coffee, and go. Level 5. Wakagashida, the lieutenant. You run a cell now. Your own men, your own territory, your own operations, and you own every mistake made inside them. Violence at this level is failure. When violence becomes necessary, it means something wasn't managed upstream. A debt left too long, a warning delivered too softly. You spend your days on the phone, in restaurants, in meetings that look like lunches. You have relationships with city officials, contractors, police officers who have found it useful to know you. You have a family, a wife who knows the outlines but not the specifics, or knows everything and has made her peace. You're not entirely sure which. Children. And this changes the calculation in a way nothing else does. Before children, your risk was yours alone. After, every risk branches. Every enemy is a potential reach. You drive a different route home every few days. You don't explain why. You are 40. You look 50. Not broken, dense, like someone who has processed more hours of the world than they should have by this age. Younger men look at you and see what they want to be. You know exactly what that means. You said nothing when your senpai looked the same way. Level 6. Kumicho, the reckoning. If you reach the top, and most don't, the first thing you notice is that it's very quiet. The urgent calls, the immediate crises, the constant management of men and money and threat, so delegated, so many layers deep, that by the time anything reaches you, it's already been resolved. You are not the engine. You are the reason the engine runs in one direction rather than another. You are a symbol now. Symbols cannot afford to be fully human in public. But in private, early mornings before anything begins, a cup of tea, a window, the city waking up, delivery trucks, school children, a woman hanging laundry 2 buildings over. Something in the watching still connects to the boy before the ceremony, the boy who only wanted to be seen, to eat at places with tablecloths. You gave him everything he wanted at 17. Whether you gave him what he actually needed, that question belongs to the young. Then your phone rings, something in Shinjuku. Your lieutenant is careful with his words. You tell him what to do, calmly, specifically, without emotion. He says hi. The call ends. You watch the woman finish hanging her laundry. She goes inside. The window stays empty. Somewhere tonight, a 17-year-old is standing outside a pachinko parlor in Osaka. Clothes a little too big, standing a little too straight. A man he respects hands him an envelope and tells him where to take it. He takes it without asking what's inside, because asking isn't the point. The point is that he was chosen, that someone saw him, that for the first time in a long time, he matters. He doesn't know what the envelope costs. He doesn't know what he costs. He walks into the night, completely sure. That part never changes.